Hey guys, my name is Lakshay and I am a research analyst at SCALER Academy. I am here to explain you about cybersecurity career path. So the global cyber threat continues to evolve at a rapid pace, and with the rising number of data breaches each year, that's extremely important. A report by Risk-Based Security revealed that a shocking 7.9 billion records have been exposed by data breaches in the first 9 months of 2020 alone. Now this figure is more than double, that's 112% the number of records exposed in the same period of 2019. Now with the scale of cyber threat the set to continue to rise, the International Data Corporation predicts that worldwide spending on cybersecurity solutions will reach a massive $113.7 billion by 2022. Governments across the globe has responded to the rising cyber threat with guidance to help organizations implement effective cybersecurity practices as well. Now, if you wish to learn cybersecurity career path of it, stay tuned. Now, before that, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for the further notifications as well. Now, let's get into the topic. Now, let's start off with the agenda, guys. Let's see what we are going to learn today. So first of all, we are going to see what exactly is cybersecurity, and after that we'll follow up with what exactly is a cybersecurity expert. Now what you will be doing after you become a cybersecurity expert after following the career path. Okay, so the second point that we have is why choose cybersecurity. So I'm going to tell you the advantage you will get while learning cybersecurity, and after you learn your certification or course, then what advantages you are going to have for it. So that's why choose cybersecurity. On the third part, I'm going to tell you the skills of a cybersecurity expert, like the skills that you will gain and skills that are actually required during the whole process and after you become a cybersecurity expert. So that's what I'm going to tell you about. And finally, I'm going to wrap up with a career path, starting with the basic certifications, how you can start getting into cybersecurity field. Then after that, I'm going to tell you about advanced certifications. And finally, the most interesting part, that's salary of a cybersecurity expert. Yeah. So now let's start off with the first topic. So let's see what exactly is cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is nothing but a practice of protecting critical systems and sensitive information from digital attacks. So also known as information technology security, it is also called as information security or IT security. So cybersecurity measures are basically designed to combat threat against networked systems and applications. So it doesn't matter whether those threats are originate from inside or it is from outside the organizations. It's basically both. And one more thing is a strong cybersecurity strategy has layers of protection to defend against cybercrime as well. So these cyber crimes mainly include cyber attacks that attempt to access or change or destroy data or extort money from the users or from the organizations, or they can either aim to disrupt normal business operations. It can be anything. Okay, so a cybersecurity specialist is basically responsible for providing security during the development stages of software systems. Not only software systems, it can be either networks or data centers, it can be anything, but he is responsible for providing security. Now to add to it, the professionals have to search for vulnerabilities and risk in hardware and software as well. So, and they also manage and monitor any attacks and intrusions that comes from inside or outside of the organizations, as I said. So the security specialist has to recognize the potential threat or attempted breach by closing off the security vulnerability. So they basically build firewalls into network infrastructures. Okay. So one more thing I'm gonna tell you about the professionals is that cybersecurity professionals should always suggest security measures for any information. They must design various strategies and defensive system against intruders. Even the cybersecurity specialist monitors systems for any unusual activities as well. So these are the job responsibilities you will be having after you become a cybersecurity specialist. Not only this, they even conduct counteractive protocols and report incidents to the higher authorities as well. And the professionals will also examine and evaluate security strategies and defenses. So it is the responsibility of cybersecurity specialists to create new defensive systems as well, and even the protocols as well, whatever changes is there. Okay, so after we have done this, now you guys know what cybersecurity is and what exactly a cybersecurity expert do. Okay, so now let me tell you why you should always choose cybersecurity. So first of all, the first reason I have is cybersecurity is always in high demand. So the use of internet has basically increased considerably over the past decade or past 2 decades as well. So from ordering food to shopping, everything has become online, and you guys also agree with me. So while on one hand this technological revolution has proved to be a boon, on the other hand the internet has become more vulnerable to the cyber attacks as well. So this has indeed created an infinite number of cybersecurity to prevent from web or from online fraud or online crime as well. So with technological advancement in the internet space, cybersecurity has become one of the most lucrative career options today, and the demand for cybersecurity professionals is increasing day by day. So that's the first reason why you should choose cybersecurity. The second reason I have is obviously you get a very high salary package. So in this case, there's a simple rule of demand and supply has been applied. So the demand for cybersecurity professionals is increasing day by day, while the supply is considerably less. So that's why after getting the required training, or when you get the required training from the professionals, or when you become a professional from any organizations actually, the organization can be either a large scale industry or a small case industry, it doesn't matter, they all need cyber security professionals. And because the supply is less, they are always ready to pay high salaries to the cybersecurity professionals. So that is one of the reasons why you can go or choose a career in cybersecurity. The third reason I can give you is cybersecurity give you a very amazing career growth. So the cybersecurity is expanding its horizon through various industries. Now this makes sure that it's a perfect platform for growth in terms of career as well as learning opportunities. Now these days cyber attacks are getting smarter and even faster. Now this raises the need for cybersecurity professionals to outsmart hackers at a much faster pace. Okay, so businesses and governments both are dependent on them for analyzing and minimizing risk along with combating cyber attacks and preventing all types of vulnerabilities. So that's why you always have an amazing career growth. Now the fourth reason I can give you guys is cybersecurity jobs are almost everywhere around the globe. Now, if the cybersecurity professionals we talked about, they work in banks, investment firms, even federal government agencies, telecommunication companies, healthcare providers, to name a few, IT services organizations, universities, local governments, public school systems, and even government contractors. So that's why companies in nearly every industry sector need to have a qualified cybersecurity professionals either in-house or on contract. So that's why cybersecurity jobs are everywhere and their demand can never be less. So now I told you guys why you should choose cybersecurity. Now let me tell you what skills does a cybersecurity professional possess. Okay, so first of all, you always must have a bachelor's degree in computer science, or it can be in IT related field or a computer related field. It can be anything. The degree is must. After that, I'm going to tell you the soft skills. First of all, we are going to talk about the soft skills. After that, I'm going into the technical skills. So first of all, we have problem solving skills. So problem solving skills help one determine the source of a problem and find an effective solution. So apart from the technical skills pointed, I'm going to point later on, an ethical hacker must also have a critical thinking and dynamic problem solving ability. They must be wanting to learn new ways and ensure all security breaches are throughout thoroughly checked and throughout worked correctly. Now this requires tons of testing and an ingenious penchant to devise new ways of problem solving. So that's why you must always be into problem solving skills. You always possess that. After that, I have analytical thinking. So hacking requires a creative and analytical mind as always. So ethical hackers need to be able to reverse engineer security frameworks, come up with unique ways to break into a network. Now this also requires thinking outside of the box. Social engineering, it's a very common technique for both white hat and black hat hackers, and it uses psychological techniques to gain access into restricted areas. So that takes a lot of effort and a lot of mind as well. The third thing is obviously communication. So communication skills are also important in just about any profession, and cybersecurity is no exception. You may need to present technical security information to a variety of stakeholders, answer non-technical questions, translate into technical knowledge into business value, develop and write policies, and build strong professional relationships. Now, you may also need to take on the role of a cybersecurity advocate, or maybe into promoting security practices to diversify audiences. Now, all these activities require verbal or written communication skills, or perhaps both. The fourth soft skill that is required, and that's the most important, is obviously teamwork. Now, solving security problems doesn't happen in a vacuum, or nor does it have all the answers. Now, you are often working with a team, or maybe collaborating with peers or other stakeholders and seeking other people's expertise to find solutions. Now, for this, you need to learn how to build consensus as well as cultivate relationships between stakeholders or between your team as well. So, part of the ability to collaborate and work as a team comes from being an excellent communicator and problem solver. But also, you need good people skills and open minded attitude and patience among their things. So, that's how soft skills are acquired by a cybersecurity specialist. After this, I have technical skills that are required. Okay, so the first skill I have for you is computer networking skills. So, this is one of the most important skills to become an ethical hacker. The computer network is nothing but the interconnection of multiple devices, generally termed as host connected using multiple paths to send or receive data or media. Now, understanding networks like DHCP, supernetting, subnetting, and many more will provide cybersecurity experts to explore the various interconnected computers. Now, they might possess a threat, and you must always be ready to secure your systems from these threats. Now, the second skill is obviously computer skills. You should always have a good knowledge of computer, and always you should know how to use and how to operate on on any type of computer or any type of systems. Now, typically, basic computer skills include data processing, managing computer files, and creating presentations. Now, advanced computer skills include managing databases, programming, and even running calculations in spreadsheets. Some of the most essential computer skills are MS Office, spreadsheets, email, database management, social media, web enterprise systems, or etc. Now, and cybersecurity specialists need to be a computer systems expert as well. The third skill I have is the Linux skills. Now, Linux is the community of an open source Unix like operating system that are based on Linux kernels. Now, it's a free and open source operating system, and the source code can be modified and distributed to anyone commercially or non commercially under the general public license, or we call it as mainly into GNU. The main reason that I want you to learn Linux for an cybersecurity expert is, so in terms of security, so Linux is always and always more secure than any other operating system. It does not mean that Linux is 100% secure, but it has some malware for it, but it is very, very less vulnerable to the other operating systems. So it does not require any antivirus software as well. The fourth skill is the programming skills. So another most important skill to become a cybersecurity expert. So what does the word programming in the computer actually means? It means that the act of writing code understood by a computational device to perform various instructions. So to get better at programming, one will be writing a lot of code. Now, before one writes code, he or she must choose the best programming language for his or her programming. Now, the main programming languages that are used by cybersecurity specialists can be Java or C, C++ or Python. It can be anything. So these are the most popular languages if you want to start with it. Now, I won't say that you need to learn that language into very depth, but you always must have knowledge about all the programming languages, so that you never have a problem to learn code or to understand what the system is talking about. That's why. So the final skill that is there is social engineering skill. So social engineering is a process of convincing people to disclose confidential information. So it basically depends on the fact that people are unaware of their valuable information and are careless about protecting it. Now, before performing a social engineering attack, an attacker gathers information about the target organization from various resources such as official website, where employees use their IDs, names, email addresses, everything is mentioned. Now, after gathering all the information, the attacker executes social engineering attacks using different approaches like piggybacking or reverse social engineering or other methods. Now, these were the skills that actually a ethical hacker or a cybersecurity professional possess. Now, let's talk about the job roles that you are going to be working on. Now, the first job role I have is security architect. So, a security architect designs or builds and implements computer security and networks for an organization. A security architect always holds the responsibility of building up complex security structures and even ensures its effective functioning. The second job role I have is security consultant. So, a cybersecurity expert is known as a security consultant. He always starts with security consultant. So, they are basically responsible for identifying cybersecurity risk, problems, and even coming up with solutions. They guide ways to protect physical capital and data as well. So, that's what cybersecurity consultant are. The third job role is Chief Information Security Officer. Now, that's a very high rank. So, CISO is always a senior role. Now, he or she is considered as more powerful in the respective department. CISOs are basically responsible for building security teams, overseeing all activities related to the security of an organization. He always reports directly to the CEO or CIO. So, that's what CISO is. Now, the fourth one is a computer systems engineer. So, a computer system engineer is a professional who updates, modifies, installs, tests software programs, and hardware devices in a computer system. Now, he or she is always involved in designing and planning data communication system for computer networks such as LAN, WAN, intranet, or maybe anything. Okay, so the next job role is information security analyst. Now, his responsibility is basically equal as the security consultant, and he always start with it from the basic job role. Then we have penetration testers. Those are basically ethical hackers, we call them. They breach into data or they breach into company networks. They find out loopholes and report it back to the higher authorities. After that, we have the same chief information security engineer that's there, or information security manager. Okay. Now let's talk something about certifications. So we have beginner certification starting. Now the first certification that I will suggest to everyone is CEH. That's basically Certified Ethical Hacker. Now this certification teaches you how to think and act like a hacker. Now the topics in this certification covering hacking technologies, the latest vulnerabilities, information security laws and standards. So basically here the students are put through real-time scenarios, exposed to hacking techniques, and finally taught how to scan, hack, and protect their systems from the same. Now this course basically benefits security professionals, site administrators, and anyone concerned with network security. This certification gives you always an edge towards penetration testing jobs. After that, the next certification is CompTIA Security Plus. Now, it is a general level certification for those who are new to cybersecurity. It requires 2 years to complete it. It all covers the IT concepts like network threats, defense techniques, effective security policies, network and host based security practices, disaster recovery, and even encryption standards and products. After this, the third thing I have is CCSP, that's Certified Cloud Security Professional. Now, traditional IT security protocols do not work in a cloud environment. Now, this certification gives IT professionals a deep understanding of cloud architecture, its design, its operations, and even services. But it needs 5 years of prior experience before you start with it. Now, this certification covers domains like concepts of cloud architecture and design, cloud data and security platform, and even infrastructure security, cloud operations, legal, and compliance. Now, after that, the fourth basic certification I have is ECSA. Now, this is basically similar to Certified Ethical Hacking, that CH certification. Now, it gives you an understanding of hacking tools and the latest technologies. This certification is basically suitable for network server administrator, information security tester, firewall administration, system administrator, risk assessment professionals, and many more. Now, after this beginner, I have advanced certifications. Now, if you guys have basically an experience of 5 to 10 years, now this advanced certification is for you guys if you want a growth in the company. The first one is CISSP, that's Certified Information Security Professional. So many IT organizations consider this certification as an essential requirement for network security. Now, it's a vendor independent certification and can be applied to a wide variety of setups. This certification requires prior experience of 3 to 5 years, and once completed, it is one of the best knowledge asset you can have. Now, this course covers domains like access control, cryptography, telecommunications, and networking. The second certification I have is CHFI. Now, this is an advanced certification for forensic network security investigators. It enables you to gather the necessary evidence and prosecute offenders in a court of law. The hacking forensic investigator is responsible for analyzing attacks, extracting information, report hacking crimes, and conduct audit to prevent future crimes as well. Now, this certification covers incident response, forensics, recovering, deleting, or encrypting, decrypting damaged file information, technical examination and analysis, and finally, reporting of computer-based evidence. The third certification that's advanced is CRISC, Certificate and Information Security Control. Now, it's an enterprise risk management, that is qualification for professionals that are looking forward to extend their knowledge and expertise of IT, or can be into business risk management, identification and implementation of business system control. So CRISC is one of the first certification which help you to prepare IT professional to the real world threats. It adds a very high value to employers and clients in risk assessment and management. Now, fosters continuous knowledge, and even it has up-to-date information about cybersecurity as well. So after this, the fourth certification I have is CISA. So this certification mainly focuses on information auditing. In this, after you do CISA certification, you will be a certified professional that have a good audit experience and can manage vulnerabilities. Now, it too requires 5 years of prior experience. Students basically gain expertise in domains like information systems auditing, IT management and governance, and protection of information assets as well. So that's what CISA was all about. Okay, now you guys also know the certifications that are there. Now I'm going to tell you about the most interesting thing. What happens when you have these certifications? The salary of a cybersecurity expert. Now for India, if you are a beginner like 1 year or 2 years of experience, you get from 3.5 lakhs to 5 lakhs per annum as a salary. And for the experienced who have experienced more than 5 years or 10 years, based on the experience, you always earn 15 to 25 lakhs per annum. Now similarly in USA, if you are a beginner, you earn from $80,000 to $90,000. And if you are an expert, that's 5 years to 10 years of experience, you earn $120,000 to $130,000. So I hope you guys like this video and you guys got a lot of knowledge about a cybersecurity career path. Now if you guys want to ask any question or you have any query related to this scene, you can always put them in the comment section below and I will be answering them. Okay, that's it from our side, and see you in the next video. Thank you.